game on Twitter. Basically, I'm here for showid.com. We're part of the Pensole at Parsons program, so this is kind of like my full transition on how I did my project, which was doing a casual sneaker for Tom Ford. So because they have no sneakers in their entire line, so why not make the best, most well-known, most sexy fashion designer a sneaker, because it's obviously something that I think the market needs and I think would be really well received. So first we had to start on our first day of Pensole was make our first sketch. Now I've never drawn sneakers before. First time I drew sneakers was to get into the class. So this is why it looks like some sort of clown hybrid. I tried to make a Derrick Rose sneaker, but it looks more like a hook. But anyway, that was my first one. So don't tease me, but it gets better, I promise. So this is my final one. This is the Tom Ford sneaker. So let's talk a little bit with details here. So it's a mid-cut, but it goes nice and low, so you can put your pants in there. So it works with what they have in the line. This is a fold-down tongue that covers an interior lacing system. And when you fold it down, it holds onto these Tom Ford cufflinks that they have in the line, and you'll get a pop of velvet that's in his super luxurious $4,000 jacket. And this midsole is wrapped in suede, so when your pant line comes down, you get a little hint.
So we got the cufflinks that just fold into suede and velvet?
Yeah, but little touches. The rest of it, this is going to be full grain capillator, so it's soft, it's not too heavy, so despite being a really rich, luxurious shoe, it's not going to weigh you down. So if you are someone who really likes to run around and make an impact, you're not going to be weighed down by your shoes. And there's crocodile wrapped around the toe cap and the heel cover that comes down to really kind of give that cool 3D effect, so it's not just a flat shoe, and it gives you a different look when you turn away. Croc in the front, croc in the back, really luxurious.
These are the materials here?
These are my materials here that I was talking about. So you can see the calfskin in this gardenia, which is kind of the house white, their signature flower. This is the suede wrap midsole in this kind of like really blood gothic red. Really to pop out would look great against a dark denim, a selvage denim. This velvet wrap tongue, this is kind of their signature navy that they did for fall. Swiss Beats wore a jacket in this color, and that's what you'll see under the tongue. Then you bring it down. This is a calfskin embossed crop. So instead of going for crop, which is a lot stiffer, this will keep your price point a little bit lower, but still have that same effect. Okay. And this black kind of almost navy color coming through really kind of ties it in and gives you that rich texture without being too overwhelming because it stays tonal. And this is your lining. Now this is
lipstick.
Lipstick. Because this is that one when you get that little bit of lipstick on your collar from a girl. This is what we're going for. It's all about being sexy.
Oh, fellas, now it's all right to have somebody else's lipstick on you.
Yeah, but on your shoes.
Oh yeah, on your shoes.
You'll get less trouble.
Odd place, yes. Rose gold medal. Where this go?
But let's be honest. If a man has bad shoes, you're not going home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unless it's a really dark glove. But what's cool about this is that it's a leather, so you'll see that the texture is somewhat soft here, similar to the calfskin, or you can turn it over and it's like a suede, so it's equally soft. So you can wear it either way within your lining.
Okay.
And then that accent rose gold, which is really hot right now. It doesn't look great on all skin tones, but what does look great with these reds and these colors and these whites. So you can wear rose gold without it interfering or looking weird on you. What's nice is it's kind of pearly, so it looks different in different light.
You got a rose gold watch or something.
You got that rose gold rolling?
Exactly.
A rose gold cufflinks from Tom Ford. Perfect. And this is the stitching is kind of tonal. It really picks up this kind of pinky tone within this color, and it's tonal on this calfskin leather. So for me, if the stitching was popping out too much, it would look kind of too Gucci, Fendi, kind of like overly showy Italian, and that's not really Tom Ford. Tom Ford is sophisticated with sexy and like punches of color here. So for me, keeping it tonal, so when you had one look at the shoe with the tongue up, it was more classic, but when you really want to get funky, you fold it down. That's when you start seeing all these details. Because for me, a luxurious shoe should look simple and elegant from afar, but really detailed when you pick it up and you get to see the Tom Ford stitch or the Tom
I think I
Ford
want like a bespoke by you or something.
Oh, they're coming. Just someone invest in me.
Yes.
Tom Ford call me. But,
so now tell me the consumer.
The consumer for me,
this.
my background's in basketball. I really saw, when I spend most of my time looking to see what NBA players are wearing, talking about it, I noticed these guys have insane shoe collections. If you look at someone like Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Jennings, and then it would lead me to Chris Douglas Roberts. This guy is constantly tweeting. He runs something called Fly School on Twitter, and so I started saying, like, I gotta talk to TDR because he's got kids following him, other NBA players are following him. So this is the kind of consumer more I want, because I get people asking me on Twitter saying, where do I get CDR shoes? So now I can make him my kind of target market, because these shoes are functional enough that you could play in them, but it's more like travel, to show off stuff.
Maybe do his interview. Maybe the athletes could do the interviews with the...
Because when you go into a locker room, it's all LV, or it's all the same kind of sneakers. So why don't you elevate it? If you're already wearing a Tom Ford suit, wear those Tom Ford sneakers.
So can this be worn with blazer and jeans?
I think it could be, absolutely. Because of the cut of the shoe, you could easily fit either, you know, a more fitted denim that we're seeing now.
Yes.
Or I think you could wear it with one of his louder tuxedo jackets and a pair of more simple pants, because you have a pop of color on top and at the bottom. Because the big thing for me was tying in fabrics without looking like you're trying too hard to match. Like using a little suede to wrap the sole, which they use underneath the lapels on a jacket. So it's these touches that you see that makes your whole wardrobe kind of work together. And I think sneakers can be worn in more formal events if they're rich and up to the standard.
So now, tell us the price.
Well, this is the hard part. Now, the thing with Tom Ford is that when you walk in, if you're getting a jacket, you're paying $4 grand. But when you look at their shoes, the cheapest ones they have right now is basically almost a sandal, an S-Country. It's $450. A velvet slipper worn $700. My sneaker will probably run you, this is estimated talking with the people at the store, probably about $850 to $950 for the base model. So this is talking
about
the
it comes with croc and balls, calf skin, rose gold, metal.
But let's say you really want to go overboard. Let's say Kanye West is like, damn, I need these sneakers, but I want an entire crocodile on my shoe. Now, what's really cool about Tom Ford is they do made to measure and made to order. So what you could do is maybe pick your material.
Let the people know that's bespoke.
Yeah, otherwise known as bespoke or an ID, right? So this would be like, you know, someone has Nike ideas, oh, these are my $800 bespokes. Well, this might be your $8,000 Tom Fords, right? You know, you have a bespoke for every occasion. So now what Nike can do, Tom Ford can pick that up in his special, because what's great about their company is that they're so custom. They seal everything with your name. It's all about an experience. So with a shoe that's simple but elegant, you can add in these details that make it you. So I think that's really something that a consumer, a high-end consumer, like say someone who plays in the NBA, or someone who wishes they played in the NBA and sits courtside instead, or maybe someone who has a great sneaker collection.
Or want the women to think they're playing in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's something that that would really work in. It is expensive, but I think when you look at what fits in the line, you can't really make a diffusion light sneaker. You're not going to make something that, you know, it needs to fit in with what's already there. Because this is something that I think could actually really sell. When I started the project, I was like, Tom Ford would never sell a sneaker. I hung out at the store on Madison Avenue, you know, in my Space Jams, just chilling for like 3 hours, wearing these. I didn't wear my feathers, but maybe I should have. And it was funny to see guys come in by head to toe, but they're like, oh, no one here wears sneakers. But I said to them, Justin Timberlake wore Tom Ford head to toe, but he wore sneakers on SNL. He said, oh. And then we started talking. I'm like, I know Mari comes in here. You know, you realize that there are people that need sneakers that, yeah, their dress boots are great, but they're heavy. You're dealing with a really narrow last, and this will open it up. More guys can wear this shoe too, because it's not as narrow. They just introduced a new last for their desert boots, and this is kind of that same. More guys can wear it. So if you have a bigger foot, a wider foot,
size 11 here with wide feet, no arch.
Exactly. So this would be a lot easier for someone to wear. And when you deal with a leather lining, it'll form to your foot so much more comfortable too. So I think it's really something that could sell to a lot of people with the money.
Tell me, what was the hardest part about your project?
The hardest part about this project was learning not to think like I usually think. Now,
how do you usually think?
I usually think as a writer and a stylist. So when I look at a shoe, I see details. And when I first started the shoe, I was like, Dwayne, I want croc, I want this, I want that. And he's like, no, you got to draw the shoe first, you know? Because I basically wanted to like ID.
Yeah, you had the materials.
Head, right? You know, because for me, I wanted to make sure it fit with the line, it was seamless, and like I wanted to picture my client in my head, and I wanted to style the whole look. But I had to focus just on the shoe, and I had to learn how to draw, because for me, it was just such a different experience to actually sit down and sketch, and not just, you know, make a list and tell someone to bespoke it, or you know. With clothes, I can cut up and I can make it myself. Shoes is a lot harder because you have to actually send it out. So for me, it was learning to see things from the different angle, not as, you know, someone who goes in and writes about a shoe and says they're ugly. Now I have to learn why is it ugly. You know, so it was really interesting, and you have more appreciation for how things are designed or certain elements that go in a shoe, like learning Dwayne tell us about 21s and 22s. It's not my favorite Jordans, but you know, it's still, you appreciate the story more. You appreciate a design process process more. So I think for me, it was just learning that I gotta put in, I've already put in work in reading or doing this. I gotta put in a lot of work when it comes to sketching. Some of these kids are naturally talented, but it's a lot of
for the people that can't draw, I mean, this class would be extremely hard.
It was, you know what, I would say if you want to take pencil, and if you're like me, you've never done a drawing course, this is like, that's like the sixth secret I've ever drawn, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is straight, no background in it. I'm not, I still color outside the lines. Everyone makes fun of me because when I use a ruler, it still comes out like this, you know, I'm a mess. I'm basically, that's kind of my nickname here, because that's just how I am, but take a class if you can, because it's basically immersion right away. You're in it. So if you want to come, maybe take a drawing class, maybe practice more, maybe look up tutorials online. I think I learned the wrong way online, so that was kind of difficult. But also what's great is that you're with so many people with